video will provide step-by-step instructions for installing the Café Pro and Café Glass models of multi-door bottom freezer refrigerators. For further details, it is recommended that you refer to the installation guide. Note that the dimensions are different for each model, but the installation procedure is similar for both models. For ease of installation, proper air circulation, and plumbing and electrical connections, ensure that you have clearance of 1/8 of an inch on the sides. You should have clearance of 1 inch on the top and 2 inches at the back. As the first step, you need to determine the location in which the refrigerator will be placed, and if the specifications of the refrigerator and freezer unit fit the location. For both the Café models, the overall height is 70 inches. The overall width of the unit is 35 3/4 inches. The depth of the refrigerator with the door open in 90 degrees is 48 11/16 inches for both the models. Further, case depth with door and handle is 37 1/8 inches for Café Pro model and 34 3/8 inches for Café Glass model. Case depth without door is 29 3/4 inches. Case depth with door but without the handle is 34 9/16 inches for Café Pro model and 34 3/8 inches for Café Glass model. The depth of the freezer with the door completely open, including the handle, is 56 3/8 inches for Café Pro model and 53 5/8 inches for Café Glass model. The width of the unit with doors fully open at 130 degrees is 64 1/2 inches for Café Pro model and 60 1/8 inches for Café Glass model. For a 90-degree swing, the width of the unit is 45 1/2 inches for Café Pro model and 39 9/16 inches for Café Glass model. The minimum distance between the case and the wall to allow doors to fully open is 13 3/4 inches for Café Pro and 13 inches for Café Glass model. There are a few points to consider before beginning the installation. Refer to the dimensions provided in the installation guide to determine if the passageways can accommodate the width of the refrigerator. Always use a padded hand truck or moving straps to move the refrigerator. Place the hand truck to the side of the refrigerator. It is ideal for 2 people to move the refrigerator. Also, remember to leave the tape, film, and other internal packaging on the refrigerator until it is moved to the final location. If you encounter difficulties moving and placing the refrigerator in its location, you may remove the handle, door, freezer, and convertible drawer as required to proceed with the installation process. Tools that are required for this installation are displayed on screen. Note that these tools are not supplied with the product package. In addition to these tools, use the GE Appliances water supply kit for connecting plastic water supply. Before you proceed, note that this step is optional and is only required if there is not enough space to move the refrigerator to its final location. If the required space is available and the unit can be moved to its final location with the doors, skip this chapter and proceed to the Install Handles section. To remove the left door, first loosen the Icemaker water supply tube by removing the tubing clamp from behind the unit. Remove the collar from the water supply tube connector. Press the white flange down and separate the water supply line from the connector. Next, at the top of the unit, remove the 2 hinge cover screws with a Phillips head screwdriver. Then, remove left hinge cover, disconnect the electrical connectors, and pull the water supply tube through the case. Then, tape the closed door with masking tape or have a second person support the door. Remove the screws holding the hinge with a 5/16 inch socket. Lift the hinge from the refrigerator and door. Remove the tape, keeping the door as straight as possible. Then lift the door up. To remove the right door, remove the right hinge cover. The right door does not have a water hose or electrical connections. Securely tape the closed door. Remove the hinge screws using a 5/16 inch socket, and then lift hinge from the refrigerator and door. Remove the tape, keeping the door as straight as possible, then lift up and remove. To reassemble door, reverse removal steps. Remove the convertible drawer basket by lifting while rotating the basket upward. Remove the 2 screws on each side of the frame using the 5/16 inch socket. Remove the control connection cover over electric connectors present on the inside right of the drawer frame using a flathead screwdriver. The cover hooks through the drawer frame toward the inside of the refrigerator. Press the tab in the center of the control connector and pull to separate. Finally, remove the door by lifting off the hooks. Convertible drawer basket will be loose if reinstalled backwards. Look for front emboss to help with reinstallation. To reassemble doors, reverse the removal steps. To remove the freezer drawer door, first push the top freezer drawer basket completely inside the freezer compartment. Pull the pizza tray out completely and lift it up until the tray is free for removal. Press the tab on the right side bracket to remove the freezer door bin. Lift the bottom freezer drawer basket slightly back, then up and out of the drawer. Remove both screws from each side of the frame using the 5/16 inch socket, and then remove the door by lifting off the hooks. To reassemble doors, reverse the removal steps. Note that, during reassembly, the bottom freezer drawer basket must be in place before installing the pizza drawer and top freezer drawer basket. To install the handles, first check to ensure the mounting fasteners are tight. If handle mounting fasteners need to be tightened, use a 3/16 inch Allen wrench. As a next step, install the handle to the door by tightening the set screws with a 1/8 inch Allen wrench. To remove the handle, perform the installation steps in reverse. Note that the handle appearance may vary for different refrigerator models. However, the installation procedure is the same. To connect a water line to the refrigerator, use all copper tubing and fittings or use the GE Appliances water supply kit, which contains copper or plastic tubing. Do not use plastic tubing or plastic fittings that are not part of the GE Appliance water supply kit, because the plastics will age and crack, resulting in leaks. Pull off and discard the flexible plastic cap. If the water line has a flare nut at the end, use the tube cutter to cut the tubing. Then, use a 1/4 inch compression nut and ferrule to connect the copper or plastic tubing to a cold water line. Connect to potable water supply only. Cold water supply is needed for the automatic Icemaker operation. The water pressure must be between 40 and 120 psi. For best performance, the multi-door bottom freezer refrigerator requires a 115-volt AC, 60 Hz, 15 or 20 amp fused, grounded electrical supply. The power cord of the refrigerator is equipped with a 3-prong grounding plug, which mates with a standard 3-prong grounding wall outlet to minimize the possibility of electric shock hazard. The refrigerator should always be plugged into its own individual electrical outlet, which has a voltage rating that matches the rating plate. Plug power cord into outlet and push refrigerator into its final location. After connecting the water supply and power, you need to level the refrigerator so that it is firmly positioned on the floor, and then level the doors. Leveling legs serve as a stabilizing brake to hold the refrigerator securely in its position during operation and cleaning. It also prevents the refrigerator from tipping. A properly leveled refrigerator is essential for getting the doors perfectly even. To level the legs of the refrigerator, turn the leveling legs to firmly position the refrigerator on the floor. Turn clockwise to raise or counterclockwise to lower the unit. To facilitate alignment of the refrigerator doors, turn the appropriate leveling leg to level the front of refrigerator horizontally and check with level. After leveling the whole unit, you need to level the doors to prevent any misalignment. To do this, access the hinge screws by opening the convertible drawer. Insert a 1/4-inch Allen wrench into the shaft of the center hinge and adjust the height by turning clockwise or counterclockwise. Note that a clockwise turn will move the door up, and a counterclockwise turn will move the door down. Unbox and install the door bins. Refer to the installation guide to match the bins and their positions. Position the bin over the bin locator and push it down until it is locked in its position. Turn on the Icemaker after the water line is connected and the supply is turned on. A newly installed freezer may take up to 24 hours to cool and begin ice production. During regular use, the Icemaker will produce 112 to 140 cubes in 12 hours. Note that you need to discard the first few batches of ice to allow the water line to clear. To fill the bucket to maximum capacity, dispense 3 or 4 cubes at 12 hours and 18 hours. Allow 1 to 2 days for the bucket to completely be filled with ice. The multi-door bottom freezer refrigerator comes with a XWF water filter installed. As soon as the water supply is connected to the refrigerator, you need to purge the system before use. Press the paddle and dispense approximately 2 gallons of water to remove air from the system. You may notice discoloration of the dispensed water. For best filtration results, it is recommended that you purge the system whenever the water filter is changed. The recommended temperature settings, preset from the factory, are 37 degrees Fahrenheit or 3 degrees Celsius for the refrigerator, and 0 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 18 degrees Celsius for the freezer. To change the temperature, press Settings on the display panel. A tone will sound with each press, and the display will scroll up through the refrigerator functions. Pressing the up or down button increases or decreases refrigerator temperature from 34 degrees Fahrenheit to 42 degrees Fahrenheit, and the freezer temperature from minus 6 degrees Fahrenheit to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. If the control lock is activated, press the off button for 3 seconds to deactivate this lock. You can also set the temperature of the convertible drawer by selecting the food type that is kept in the drawer. The temperature setting for soft freeze, meat, beverages, snacks, and wine is locked by default. Press the required button for 3 seconds to unlock the default settings. The refrigerator is now ready for Wi-Fi connectivity setup. Wi-Fi is available only in some models and for customers in the United States, its territories, and Canada. Download the Café Appliances app from the App Store on your mobile device or visit the website geappliances.com. To know more on how to set up Wi-Fi connectivity, refer to the installation guide. This video is complete now.